Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Radio Motion. I'm your host, Sandy Blumenfeld, and tonight's program, we're going to focus on what's happening around Traverse City on the open mic scene. And we have our special guests here tonight. We have Bill Dungjen, we have Blake Elliott, we have E Minor in the studio, and each host has brought one of their participants, or contestants, as you might say, with them to perform tonight on the show. And we're going to find out what's happening here on the scene. And I'm going to start with Bill right now. And Bill Dungjen, welcome, sir. You've been doing open mics for, like we've discussed, I think, what, 30, 40 years now?
I think it's 45 years this year.
And how many actually?
It's I took over the Cedar Tavern open mic night in, I think, 1999.
Okay. Party like it's 1999?
That's right.
All right.
And we went there for several years, and that ended, and then we were at Mackinac Brewing for 2 winters, and then we are at the Hayloft now for, this will be 10 years next year.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's some sort of anniversary. Is it silver? Or?
It's something like that.
Okay.
It's like, I figured out it's like 500 shows.
Wow.
No way.
500 Thursday night open mic night shows.
Wow.
Excellent.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it is. You've been doing it a while.
Yeah.
And it's a great open mic night out there at the Hayloft every Thursday night. The Roundup. What time is it? We'll be talking about that in a minute. Blake Elliott, welcome back. I haven't seen you in a few days.
I
now.
know.
You're getting around, and you do an open mic at Left Foot Charlie's?
Yes, I do. Every Monday night from 6 to 9 p.m. we are there at Left Foot Charlie next to Higher Grounds at the Old State Hospital. And it's been great. We started this last fall, and originally we were at Black Star Farms last winter, and then it's just a smaller space. It was hard to fit everybody in there, and so Black Star is closed on Mondays now, so we decided to move it over to Left Foot Charlie, and it's been fantastic. We've had a wonderful time.
Wow, yeah, I've been to some, and the place is good turnout, and it's a great place to play.
Yeah, and Brian and his staff at Left Foot Charlie are so amazing to us, and it's very receptive. You know, I have yet to attend any open mic in this area where people weren't, cheering others on, and so it's a nice little collaborative thing. Sometimes people that don't know each other get up and jam together, and yeah, it's been a really, really great experience, and we're looking forward to this fall and this winter.
Cool. Get out there and see Blake. And E Minor. Now, your open mic is, tell everybody where it is, because I'm going to screw it up.
I'm at Northern Natural Winery every Wednesday from 7 to 10. And the hours may go earlier in the winter, but for the summer we'll be at 7 to 10. So.
And you've been on the show with me.
I have, over there
at the radio
NMC.
station.
Yeah.
Radio Motion is a sort of a spinoff? I wouldn't call it a spinoff, but it's part of our series of programs over there at WNMC where we bring live musicians in to play. A lot of times I hook them at open mic nights. I see someone and bring them in on the radio to play. And you've done very well. You have an album out too right now?
I do, yep. I have an album out, and the open mics have been going really well. It kind of started out slow, but we have regulars now, and it's really nice to kind of be a part of that music community and just meet new musicians from the area that you never knew before, and just have fun and play.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Now, I myself, I also run an open mic night, so I need a little self-promotion here for my open mic. It's up in Sutton's Bay every Saturday night, which is a weird night for an open mic, but you'd be surprised on how many folks do show up on a Saturday night, because it's not a school night. So they can stay up late. And we start this one about 9 o'clock, and we go until the cows come home, basically. But the kitchen at Stony Point Pub stays open until midnight, which is kind of nice, and it's been a lot of fun up there. So I enjoy hosting one myself. You guys are pros at it, though.
We learn from the best.
Yes.
All right. Billy.
Yes, sir.
You've seen a lot of folks come through your open mic night over the years. I know you have one of your charges with you here tonight. You invited him to come and play.
I did. The handsome and talented Shayne Arsenault came down. Shayne just rolled up. I don't even know. We probably talked about how you figured it out that we were doing it there, but you rolled up a long time ago. You've been coming for
right after I started playing. It's been 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a long time, and we see it quite a bit, which is cool. And he's always got something new too. That's what I love about Shayne. He always brings a new tune to the thing, and there's never the same deal.
And it's amazing some of the songs I've heard him play too. From Walt Disney musical stuff to
song choices are phenomenal.
To Down and Dirty Johnny Cash.
Really like very cool. And Shayne was an open mic host at the Loading Dock for a long time.
So we got a bunch of open mic hosts here tonight.
Open mic-orama, Traverse City.
we really like to promote music, especially at WNMC on Local Motion, and this live radio stuff on the TV is kind of cool. You know, this is our 7th show right now. We've had a lot of different folks in here, and tonight we want to show you what's going on with the folks that frequent the open mic nights. There's a lot of talent out there, even though you may not have heard of them before or seen them play. You're going to get a chance to see some of these folks play tonight. Bill, why don't you introduce Shayne?
Hey kids, direct from the Roundup at the Hayloft Inn, it's Shayne Arsenault.
Yay!
Alrighty, like I said, my name's Shayne. I'm very handsome and talented. I'll play a tune for you here. We're ready? Yeah, okay. Early one morning while making the rounds, I took a shot of cocaine and I shot my woman down. Went right home and I went to bed. I stuck that loving 44 beneath my head. Got up the next morning and I grabbed that gun. I took a shot of cocaine and away I run. Made a good run, but I run too slow. They overtook me down in Juarez, Mexico. Late in the hot joint, taking the pills, and walked the sheriff from Jericho Hill. He said, Willie Lee, your name is not Jack Brown. You're the dirty hack that shot your woman down. Oh yes, my name is Willie Lee. If you got a warrant, just read it to me. Shot her down 'cause she made me low. I thought I was her daddy, but she had 5 more. When I was arrested, I was dressed in black. They put me on a train and they took me back. Had no friends for to go my bail. They slapped my dried up carcass in that county jail. Early the next morning, about 9:30, I spot the sheriff coming down the line. Up he coughed and he cleared his throat. Come on, you dirty hack, into that district court. Into the courtroom my trial began, where I was handled by 12 honest men. Just before the jury started out, I saw that little judge commence to look about. In about 5 minutes in walked a man, holding the verdict in his right hand. The verdict read in the 1st degree. I hollered, Lordy, Lordy, have mercy on me. The judge was smiling when he picked up his pen. 99 years in the Folsom pen. 99 years underneath that ground. I can't forget the day I shot that bad broad down. Come on, you gotta listen unto me. Lay off that whiskey and let that cocaine be.
Good job, Shayne. Don't run away right now. I got to talk to you for a second here. When did you start playing guitar?
My 25th birthday, so a little over 7 years ago now.
Well, you've done right well with it. No, what made you want to go out and play in front of people?
I played in band and stuff growing up, and I just always have. That's kind of where you find out if you're doing any good or not. You know what I mean? Because they'll let you know if you're not too, for sure.
So you have somewhat of a musical background then.
Oh yeah, so right from 5th grade. I'm a horn player, really, a sax player, is what I am better at. But
well, you're pretty darn good on that guitar. I've heard you've been playing. I've heard you've been playing. How's that for grammar? I've heard you play for the last 4 or 5 years at the Hayloft, and I didn't realize that you've only been playing that short a time.
Yeah, no, it was what I quit smoking cigarettes, and I decided to find something to do to keep my hands busy, so I wasn't doing that.
Good idea.
And this is what I chose. And
yeah, you don't want to chew on that thing.
No, not at all. But so it was like my 25th birthday present to me. I quit smoking and learned to play guitar on the same day, kind of. So
very nice. That's what we like about these open mics too. You never know who's going to come in. You know, the talent involved with it, and anybody out there that plays. You know, a lot of people sit in their living rooms or don't listen to me play, but they're really playing some nice stuff. You know, of course, some of the best stuff we all play is stuff that no one ever else hears.
And people of all ages. We have a little girl that's been coming in. Well, not a little girl, but to me, she's a little girl. Sierra, who kind of blew everybody's hats off. You know, this cute little teenager goes up there and she's got a voice, and so people surprise you, you know. And it's really refreshing.
Like what? Little 11-year-old
Sonia Schaub.
Yeah, Sonia Schaub.
Yeah, she's up and coming. She was just on the roundup that we did in Frankfurt not too long ago, which is the
Tell the folks what the roundup is, by the way.
Well, that's a long, involved question, isn't it? We started to tape open mic nights at the Hayloft, and guys like Shayne would come in, and we'd tape anybody and everybody that played for the 4 hours, and then we'd distill it down to an hour and play it on WNMC, which we're still doing.
90.7, by the way.
Purportedly. We're still working on that project. But then we took it a step further, and now we do road shows of that. So instead of an open mic format, we have hand-picked crew, and Blake and E Minor have been on it, Sandy's been there, everybody's. Slowly we're working them into the schedule, and we'll tape those at different venues around. So this last one we did was the Garden Theater in Frankfurt.
That was a lot of fun.
That airs the 17th, which is Saturday at 10 on the Interlochen News Channel. We've been at the Old Settlers Park where you guys played, and Pearl's Restaurant, a couple different spots around the region, so it's been really fun.
Well, the Hayloft was not my first open mic. That started at O'Keefe's in Sutton's Bay, but it was the next one that I started going to with Jonah Powell, and he used to come down. And as a musician, I'll say that it's normal to be nervous to go and play, whether or not you play all the time. If you go to a new venue, it can be nerve-wracking, and it was so receptive. It was a really great crowd, Everyone was really wonderful there, and that's really what kept me coming out to play, was getting to go to the Hayloft on Thursday. So thank you for doing that.
Well, we've always been so lucky with people. It's not something, don't get me wrong, I do cultivate it if I can. But it's not just me doing that. We've been real lucky with folks who've come in, and the talent level that we get is so cool, because you can have somebody who just learned to play, and you can have somebody who's been at it for 40, 50 years, and they'll work about that song you just played. I was bumming because we didn't have the bass here. I usually play upright on that when he plays it at the bar.
Sometimes it'll be 6, 8 of us up.
Just wailing away. And everybody gets the idea.
Anybody that wants to, feel free. So
it's cool.
That's the way it is at a lot of the open mics too. Even if you don't want to maybe perform by yourself and you're a player, you can go up there and maybe accompany someone and say, hey, I know that song. Do you mind if I sit in with you, or would you like me to sit in with you? You don't want to just walk up there and start playing, of course.
You know what's funny you say that, because we've run into problems with that. Even recently, we had a situation where, I don't know how collaborative your stuff is when you're at it, but at the Loft, everybody is just like, I know that one, I'll get up and wail away. And it's a funny, it's a little societal thing. Like if you look at it long-term open mic-wise, and you fit right into the Hayloft beautifully, you guys both have done it up there. But it's a weird little society that you get going. And every week, I like being the host because every week I get to see it all. It's like this panoply of different things that goes on. And
yours is a traditional open mic, I would say.
Well, we run the single microphone, so that's part of it. And it's because of that, maybe in the warmth thing, of course, is the red velvet curtain.
Right.
Oh, you have it's one of my favorite, I love everyone's open mics. It's one of my favorites to go to because I like looking at it. And as a performer, when you get up there and you have those curtains behind you and you know it's being recorded,
warm cocoon.
There's just
Her and I have taken pictures there just to put on our Facebook pages and stuff, because it's a
great
cool background.
The stage.
Those are from Leland Public School. Thank you, Leland Public School.
Say, the old art building.
The other thing I wanted to say about open mic for Blake and I, yours is a little more traditional music, but we also get comedy.
And we get some poetry.
Get storytelling and poetry as well. So I wanted to put that out there for people out there that are poets, and it's all welcome as long as it's family friendly.
Right. Or juggling.
Honestly, it's an open situation. So
open mic means just what it says. Open mic.
Yeah.
We always say you can work blue as long as there's no kids in the house.
Exactly.
Check your audience first.
That's right. You gotta take a look, ask.
Ours are a little more family friendly, I would say. Yeah.
Well, hey, thank you very much, Shayne.
You bet. Thank you.
Good
well
job.
Done.
And Blake Elliott is going to be up next with her charge. In the meantime, now we're going to move on to our next guest. We have Blake Elliott in the studio with us. Of course, she's here because she's been here all along. You didn't go anywhere, did you?
No, right here.
All right. And Blake, you've been doing your open mic for a little while, and you've seen a lot of folks come through.
Yep.
And tell us a little bit about the guest you brought into the studio today?
I brought Chase, he's new to the Traverse area, back again from having lived abroad and traveled, and he came to my open mic several weeks ago, and I hadn't heard anybody else doing what he was doing, the really acoustic rock sound, and he's got a great look, and I was interested to hear what he could do, and he started playing, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. I think he could do well here. You know, because right now I feel like the scene in Traverse City is really diversifying. You know, we can see everything from, we've got, you know, the country and bluegrass and old school folk, but then we've got everything all the way to like One Hot Robot, which is, you know, kind of like synth dance pop. So there's a whole lot of room in between for different kinds of music, and that's one of the things about the open mic that I really love, is that I get to hear little bits of what else is possible, you know, and start trying to give the hand up that I have gotten from so many other people, and that's one of the coolest things about this community. So I heard Chase and I thought, man, I want to hear this kid rock out some more, and he just is working on an album right now. He just completed some of the recording last night. I think is all done, but yeah, Chase of Through the Eye, which is his band name, acoustic act name, I guess, Through the Eye.
We'll find out about that. To have Chase play us a tune.
All right. This is a new song called Falling Out of Love with Me.
Should lead to madness. With summer sun, sadness, spring, and all we fading out together. Are you falling out of love with me? 'Cause I can't be happy without you. You with me, so I can't be happy without your misery to accompany me to the land of my dreams. So I guess obsession leads to madness. In these summer suns, once and next spring, and we're fading out together. You're just falling out of love with me. You're just falling out of love with me.
Wow, Chase, that's a nice tune. Now, you've been writing songs since you started playing. We talked a little bit earlier before you went on and played. I do know a little bit about you, but I want to tell the folks, when did you start playing guitar, and when did you start writing songs?
I've been writing as long as I can remember. I mean, probably from the time I was 12, you know, like just journal entries it started out as, and that turned into like poetry. It turned into short stories. It just progressed from there. I got into literature in high school, advanced literature courses, stuff like that. And I was always into dramatic arts, being on stage. It's where I was comfortable. And so I always wanted to get into music. I just never had an opportunity to. And so I happened to be deployed to Iraq and had a little extra money from my signing bonus. And so I bought myself a guitar, had it sent to me, and I learned how to play over there when I was about 20. And so taught myself how to play, just kind of by learning songs. I'd look up a song and figure out what the hell the chords meant, and yeah, from there I just kind of took what I learned from other people's music, and that's how I kind of figured out what the chords were. Like I said, all self-taught, and then I figured out one day that my poetry worked out pretty well as lyrics, and so once I put that all together, found out that it sounded decent.
So you had the lyrics already set for
pretty much.
For a while?
Quite honestly, I could probably die today, and 10 years from now have a greatest hits album, and then sell out 10 years after that. Even, I've got so much poetry written and lyrics. That goes on for days. I think my stack of notebooks probably is a little taller than I am. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, well, you're ambitious, obviously prolific too, to keep writing like that. There's a lot of us out there that play and write songs, or try to write songs. I'll work on one song for 10 years sometimes.
Yeah, me too.
And then I run into people like you, and I go, I'm going to throw all my stuff away. These pens aren't doing me any good. When did you start frequenting the open mic scene?
Well,
right when you got back?
I've been in the area for about 3 weeks, and I'm living in a motorhome with no power, so I try and get out of there as frequently as possible. So I found every possible open mic night and venue that would accept me, and so I've been going for about 2-3 weeks, and
you were hit at the Hayloft.
Thank you. I've had to adapt, that's for sure. My music, I got to the Hayloft and realized that it was a bit of a country crowd, and wasn't quite up my alley. So I busted out my Johnny Cash cover, which is still pretty rockin'. So it's like I got to, I'm able to conform to my audience pretty well. So that's helpful with open mics, and now I've got gigs that I'm actually booking, and be opening up for some bands here soon, and it's actually
nice.
Yeah, so it'll be nice to be able to play whatever I want. Cool. If you don't like it, walk away.
Well, that's
I get
choice.
paid regardless.
That's the kind of music I grew up on, so I love it.
Yeah, but it's nice that you do get out there, and obviously you have a really good stage presence. Blake spotted that right away. So you've done some performing, and I would imagine drama, stuff like that? Or
yeah, that's 4 years of dramatic arts, 4 years of speech. I pretty much grew up on the stage. I actually, when I was really young, I sang in my grandma's church every Sunday. Get up there with the microphone, belt out the same song. When you're a kid, you don't realize people are probably getting pretty bored with it. But I only had the capacity to remember one song. Luckily, that's advanced. But same song, and I'd get right up there, and I remember my grandma would say, "Boy, you'd walk up there like you were Elvis Presley. You just didn't care, you'd grab that mic, and it was like game on." And so
you don't want to swivel your hips in church, though, right?
No, that's not allowed.
No hip swiveling in church.
They actually had a little curtain that they would put up so that they couldn't see the lower half.
Oh yeah, it's like when Elvis went on TV.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, I want to thank you for coming in and playing for us, and keep it up. You have a record you're working on too right now.
I have 2 albums that are completely done right now. That's a 5-track acoustic, which is called "Picking Up the Pieces," and "My Tragic Trail of Tall Tales and Mistrials" is the album that I recorded before that. And so yeah, the first one's up for sale. The other one will be soon. Seems that we just finished it at like 5 o'clock this morning.
Wow.
How can our watchers find your record?
What's that?
How can our watchers find your music?
My music, you can find me on Facebook. Search Through the Eye. That'll take you to ReverbNation.com, where you can find most of my recorded stuff. And then YouTube, I have a channel under Chase Sieting. and that has all my live performances, you know, stuff that people have posted. First takes of songs that I've written in my living room, you know, it's like, so beware, some of them I don't think I have a shirt on, and so
That's what it's all about, man.
Yeah, so
raw music.
Yep, that's you find it there.
All right, well, again, thank you for coming in, and Blake, thank you for bringing
Thank you for
Chase
having
in.
both of us.
And E minor has a charge, and we're going to get to that in a moment here. And Michael, take it away. All right, E minor.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Good, how are you?
And for our final but not last contestant, your open mic you discovered.
Yes, Eric.
Run into Eric. I've known Eric for a little while, and I've not seen him perform before by himself.
Yep,
And
he just
treat.
kind of showed up to my open mic one day, and I was like, what is this? And so we got him all set up, and it was really quick. He played like 3 songs, and then he had to run out the door to Poppycocks to play, Phil's on Front to play his gig. So he's been coming back, I think, two or 3 times now. So,
excellent.
Yeah.
And that's what's nice about these open mic nights. We have a lot of performing musicians in and around Traverse City that frequent these open mic nights. And for the folks that are just getting started at it, it's a perfect blend. You know, you meet these professional musicians, and they're usually quite willing to share with everyone what they do and sit in with you if you want them to play along with you, and it really does help. And
you can sell your albums if you have them.
Right.
Tell people about your shows. It's a good promotion.
it certainly is. Shameless self-promotion, that's what we're into around here. So, E minor.
Yes.
I'm going to let you take over and introduce Eric to everyone.
All right, this is Eric from Hips and Rico, everybody.
Yay!
Hey. So I'm going to be playing an original. It's going to be on a solo CD coming up. And this song is called Feel It Coming On. I can feel the way you love me, girl. I can sense the spinning of my world. So as heavy as it might get, or as dizzy as I might feel, emotion sickness lets me know it's real. And I can feel it coming on. I can feel it coming on. I can feel it coming on. I'll carry you through this desperate moon. Marry me, girl, but don't make it too soon. And as scary as it might feel, or as beautiful as it seems, all the paranoia's haunting all my dreams. And I can feel it coming on. I can feel it coming on. I can feel it coming on, yeah. I can feel it coming on. Give that to you. No one wants me, no one will ever care about the kidney stones or the blind spots in my hair. So as tragic as I might get, all the pain inside is still real. But the alcohol is gonna help me not to feel. But I can feel it coming on. I can feel it coming on. I can feel it coming along. Yeah, girl, I can feel it coming on. Lying low, what you want from me I do, but I can't, and I can't give that to you. Help me walk away with dignity this time. Whatever, I've never seen it align. I can feel the way you love me, girl. I can sense all the spinning of my world. So as heavy as it might get, or as dizzy as I might feel, all of this emotional sickness, it lets me know that we're real. And I can feel it coming on. I can feel it coming on. I can feel it coming along, yeah. I can feel it coming on. I can feel it coming on. I can feel it coming on. I can feel it coming along, yeah. I can feel it coming on.
Makeup, yeah. I'm glad you brought the contraption in, the whole rig in. You know, when Eric first got here tonight, said, yeah, acoustic. But I forgot, we got Bob Chauvin here. We've got a technical guy here that can make anything work. And thank you, Bob, for getting Eric set up with the whole rig. That is some piece of work you've got there beneath your feet. Tell the folks a little bit about what you're playing.
Yeah, this is called, which camera should I look at? This is called a Farmer Foot Drum. And it's based out of Bellingham, Washington. But I hooked up with this guy. I saw this contraption on YouTube a long time ago, probably 3-4 years ago. And I was like, man, that would be so cool to buy someday. And I never bought it, and then I bought it finally. And then I got sponsored by the company like 6 months later. I actually got to go to California and meet the creator of this and have become good friends with him. And so now I'm kind of playing for his company. And by fate, he has friends and family that live in Michigan. So he's going to be coming to Traverse City, Michigan, to bring his whole operation here.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Eric, be sure to bring him into WNMC studio, and we'll get them on there. And
yeah, for sure.
We love this kind of stuff, innovative music stuff.
Yeah,
and perhaps another Radio Motion. It depends how things work out with our scheduling. We film 2 of these a month, take 2 a month as it is.
Cool. But
it's really nice to see you again, by the way.
Yeah, good to see you too.
I think I saw you at Buckley the last time.
Yeah.
I don't. We run into each other now and then, and I was really glad to see you walk in here. Of course, I've known you in Hips and Rico for the last few years.
Yep. We play every Wednesday at Phil's on Front, and then I do my solo thing on the side. But
cool.
We got a new album out that just came out, and it's getting some radio play with Double Rock KLT, Terry Ray, and with you, Sandy.
WNMC. Beautiful.
Yes, WNMC.
It's a great album.
Thank you.
It really is.
Thank you very much.
Nicely done, as they say.
Thank you.
And plans for the future?
Yeah, I'm
Keep
gonna
her going?
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff in the works right now. Starting like a little record label with a engineer friend of mine in Petoskey called Quo Vadis Records, and we're working with a really awesome artist. His name is Brian Eggers. So I'll be doing some stuff for him, studio work and live playing for him. Also going to be doing a one-man band coming up with like a loop pedal and some other extra fun instruments to
That's what we need.
try to challenge
we need
myself
those
with.
one-man bands. Jesse Lone Cat Fuller, going way back to the 30s, he was one of the first ones I ever heard of that did that stuff. And he had the foot going, you know, and he also had on his headstock, it was a guitar, he had 3 prongs coming down and a piano keyboard next to him. So he'd go like that and he'd play piano keys.
What's his name?
Jesse Lone Cat Fuller. He's the guy that wrote San
Lone
Francisco
Cat
Bay
Fuller.
Blues.
All right.
Got the blues from my baby down. You know, anyways, I won't sing.
Jay Abner, I think is his name, or Abner J. Have you ever heard of him?
Abner J. I've heard of Lil Abner.
Yeah, he's another good like old school one-man band.
Yeah, there's a lot of them out there.
I always get his name mixed up though. I can never. If it's Abner J or Jay Abner.
Well, there's a lot going on with a one-man band, so you can't expect to
Yeah,
keep
you
everything
expect
straight.
me to remember names.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Well, cool.
Well, thanks a lot.
Yeah,
We really
thanks for having
appreciate
me,
it.
guys.
And E minor,
Thank you.
nice choice, young lady.
Oh, yes.
And I want to thank my producer and director, Michael Toms, who puts this all together. This is Radio Motion, of course. My name is Sandy Blumenfeld. I want to thank you all for tuning in this evening. And we will be back with more music from our area, Northern Michigan. We love it up here, and there's a lot to do. Get into the music scene, get out there and explore some of these venues. And if you're a player, by all means, go visit E Minor or Blake or Bill or myself in Sutton's Bay on Saturday nights, and keep on picking. That's what I got to say. Thanks for watching. Good night.